We're starting another episode of Raising the Grade. Special guest today is Josh with BBQ Islands. Welcome, Josh.
Thank you for having me.
You ever done something like this before?
Not really.
No, that's a lot of fun. We tend to just kind of get lost, midway through. Kind of the point of the deal is learn a little bit about you, your company, and then maybe we'll try to get into some ways either you guys are or trying to or thinking about kind of raising the grade in the industry. So first
Awesome.
question everybody kind of gets smacked with is, who is Josh?
Oh man. I don't know. I don't like to talk about myself, but
Fair. I'm the same way. So I will pry a little bit.
All right.
Born and raised here, or
not born and raised here, but I've been here since I was little. Moved out here when I was 6 years old,
okay.
and to Gilbert actually. So
Okay.
kind of out in the boonies back in the day. Now it's part of town.
Right? It's all part of the valley.
It
Do you think
is.
the valley's going to stop growing ever? Holy cow.
I don't know.
I know.
Just the change that I've seen since 1990, 91. It's crazy. We used to be able to cross the valley in what I felt like 20, 30 minutes.
Mhm.
Now it's like forever.
It's still a great freeway system coming from, Oregon, Pacific Northwest, where we got to go around mountains and valleys and rivers and stuff. Everything took a long time.
For sure.
And it's
Yeah,
all
we're gridded out.
It's all 2 lanes, so I love the grids and stuff. Okay, so you've been here for a lot of years of your life. What are some hobbies or things that keep you busy when you're not working?
I mean, in Arizona, how could you not love the outdoors? Drive an hour and a half, you're in perfect weather. Desert's beautiful during the winter.
Yeah.
So anything off-road, camping, outdoor. Big passion of mine is cooking. That's probably my
Okay.
favorite thing to do.
Oh, we will hit on that.
Absolutely.
No, for sure.
That's my favorite.
Okay. Family man, you married, got kids?
I'm married.
Okay.
Been married for 12 years.
Awesome.
Crazy story, but my wife's amazing.
Okay.
Saved my
Fun.
life. Crazy
Okay.
there. And then we do have a little foster child.
Okay.
Elijah, he's 3.
Oh, man.
So working towards adoption.
That's awesome. Oh, that's really fun. That's
Yep.
cool. And then how did you, give me not resume, but what have you done over the course of your life? What have you hated, liked, kind of what have you walked through,
I would say work-wise,
Mhm.
kind of like most kids, started out in fast food. I worked at Arby's,
Yes.
and truthfully, I'll tell you, a lot of people use it as, just a fun job,
Mhm.
get money, go spend it. But,
Mhm.
I was fortunate. And I would say that over my jobs that I've had, I probably learned the most work ethic from working at Arby's. And I know that sounds silly.
I want to know more.
So the guy that I worked for, he was basically kind of like a managing partner.
Okay.
And he just worked hard. And he basically said from day one that I'm not going to ask you to do anything that I'm not willing to do.
Mhm.
So we would see him and, taking out the garbage. He would be
Mhm.
mopping the floors. He'd be
Mhm.
cleaning. He'd be helping us close, helping us open. And,
Mhm.
I noticed that at, 16 years old. And
Wow.
it meant a lot. And I learned that. And I said, if I ever get to the point to where I'm either managing people or,
Mhm.
I'm the owner of a company where I have
Mhm.
employees, I
Mhm.
want to set that standard for myself.
Wow, that's
I'm not
powerful.
better than
Mhm.
the people that I'm asking, to work
Mhm.
for me.
Mhm.
So it was
I
amazing.
love that. Okay.
Kind of went to school. When I was going to school, had, another amazing job.
Okay.
At a trailer shop. We sold Pace trailers, enclosed race
Oh, yeah.
trailers and all that. And
Okay.
kind of tied into my love for off-road. The owner raced and,
Mhm.
he was another guy. He self-made,
Mhm.
worked every day,
Mhm.
busted his butt from
Mhm.
open to close.
Okay.
And he helped us wash trailers. He helped us do everything. He would go home just as dirty as we were.
I love it.
It was a 3-person company essentially, and
Mhm.
we all did everything.
Cool.
So learned a lot there, and then got into banking
And that
and
was kind of
mortgage.
during school.
Yep.
Okay. What'd you go to school for? Or
My goal was I never finished. I
fine.
wish I would have.
Yeah.
I was going to school for business and marketing.
Yeah, okay.
At Mesa Community, and
Okay.
kind of got sidetracked with opportunities.
Mhm.
Got into the mortgage and finance business. And kind of worked my way through Countrywide into JP Morgan and Chase on the finance side,
Okay.
doing electoral financing.
Okay.
It's called Chase Health Advance. And
Okay.
you wanted LASIK and you didn't have the money, like we would fund it.
Sure.
Then I got into the business side where I kind of really took off, where we were focusing on the business credit card system and, kind of running different programs for them and setting business up for success. So I've always had some type of job where I'm helping or servicing people.
Cool.
And that's kind of what I enjoy. I like being able to work with people and seeing stuff through start to finish. With the exception of Arby's, everything was, it wasn't just a quick phone call and you're done. It was procedural.
So you've got to probably before I get there, I'll come back to, how you like what you're doing. How'd you end up where you're at?
BBQ Island, Mike West is the owner.
Okay.
Amazing person. Been a customer. I went in and started buying charcoal and seasonings and all that. As I got more into barbecue and grilling, started buying charcoal and seasonings and, talking to him and talking to the employees that worked there and the people that ran it, like it's a family type community. And with it, we had a lot of the same hobbies, interests. We became good friends.
Okay.
Done a lot of stuff together, and that was probably like 2007, 2008.
Okay.
And then, I would go there on my lunch breaks, stop by, go shopping. And my wife's like, what are you coming home with today? And, I'm not sure if she was happy in 2014 that I decided to step away from the banking and finance world to work at BBQ Island, because she was probably worried that there was not going to be any paychecks or
those are two different worlds, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was something that I could tie in because I am a person, I do enjoy working face to face or building relationships. And, it's something that I love food. Everyone's got to eat.
Yeah. What's the saying? Do something you love and you won't work a day in your life.
Yeah.
So you're happy where you're at.
100%.
That's cool. And you've been there a while. It sounds like 2014.
2014.
So that's 10 years ish as of this filming. That's pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
So I know from my experience, when I first got started, just shortly after getting my business up and running, I kind of ran around to all the vendors, and I was really impressed with the guys at the BBQ Island I went into, because they were really helpful and friendly and just willing to listen to me, and as a new business owner, I can't tell you the weight that it carries when somebody will just listen to you.
For sure.
And go, okay, yeah, I think we might have a guy for you. His name's Josh. Why don't you call him? And so that's how I think I got a hold of you. So far, I think just in the short time that I've been up and running, I think I've probably pushed 4 customers through your showroom for barbecues and the doors and all the parts and pieces. So that's been really fun.
Yeah, and one coming up. So it's been awesome.
It's going to be a beautiful one too, by the way. I'm excited to see that. What if you had to, kind of raising the grade or something, it sounds like you kind of got lured into BBQ Island and you're friends with Mike, and going in there, you would think everybody's pretty friendly, What are some of the things that maybe for any new business owners or people just in the business world, what are some things you might have noticed? Sounds like you've been at Chase, the big companies, and Arby's also, a chain, but it's definitely a franchise. So it's a small owner in a big company, and you've seen all this. What are some of the things that he's doing to kind of retain people or make you feel noticed, or talk just a little bit about that?
I mean, kind of, I would say that BBQ Island's kind of started with humble beginnings. And people see from the outside that they think that we're just some big monster company or big company, because we have 4 stores here and have a warehouse and a big online presence through our website and all the different outlets online.
Really do.
And, one thing is that, it's kind of hard to believe, but none of our salespeople are paid on commission.
Wow.
So with it, there's good and there's bad to it. But honestly, what I would tell you is when someone comes in, it's not a salesy experience, because you're not getting, kind of like that slimy used car salesman person. You're getting someone that's educated, that's passionate about what they're doing. Most of us come from corporate jobs or bigger companies or service type jobs. And, this is stuff that we love, cooking and all that. And even if it's a gas grill package, we prefer, we want to talk to them about cooking, whether it's a steak or whatever
how
they're
they're going to cook it and what might fit their needs. It's neat that you bring that up, because so many times, people might have these elaborate plans or visions, and, my buddy that works with me and I'll look at designs a lot of times and be like, how are they going to really use this space? Maybe they don't need all of that, or we should probably build this up. Or so it's fun to hear you say that, like, let's get to the end use of things. What are you grilling?
For sure.
You're more of a smoker. You want to, kind of do the the Asian stuff on the cooktop, or you're going to be rotisserie guy. Like how are you cooking?
For sure.
Or entertaining a lot
Without
of people. You need a bigger grill for more folks, period.
For us, I tell all the guys when I'm talking to them, especially new employees, like, ask questions and listen. For us, it's like, how many people are you cooking for? What's important to you?
Yes.
When you're grilling, what are you cooking? With that, it allows you to kind of dial in what's important to them cooking wise, whether it's, and they'll tell you experiences that they've had. I had a grill that was, super hot in the back, cool in the front. Are ones that just flared up all the time. And that's stuff that we listen to. So we're able to, then navigate, to the right products.
I love that. That's fun. So you touched on cooking.
Yep.
And yourself. And I feel like I've talked about cooking every episode so far, because I love to cook.
And you build things for people to cook in.
I know. And it's fantastic. Tell me about some of the cooking you've done, maybe recently or in your past, or it sounds like you're like the perfect pedigree for what you're doing. So it's fun. I love it.
I'm fortunate. I get to do what I love, like we talked about. I started doing barbecue. My grandpa cooked barbecue. My mom cooked barbecue, still does. And I kind of found that, itch. And it was later. I wish I would have, focused more on my grandpa was cooking and all that. Lots of stuff, missed opportunities. So I've traveled, kind of all over. I've been to Sweden and cooked barbecue. I've been to Canada and cooked barbecue.
Cool.
Around here, we cook SCA, which is State Cook-Off Association.
Okay.
And then KCBS, which is Kansas City Barbecue Society.
Okay.
That's a 4-meat contest. So we've had good success kind of through the Southwest.
Do you kind of represent yourself, or you represent BBQ Island? How does this work?
So I represent myself, but also BBQ Island. Myself first. And it's not a pride thing. It's just, I feel that if I represent BBQ Island, then I'm working.
Okay.
And I'm there to compete. I'm there to compete as Josh, and my cooking partner. With it, I can transition over if someone needs help, because I know how to work on all the smokers. So I don't want to be.
Didn't even think of that.
I don't want to be locked in to where if I'm representing BBQ Island, I feel like I have to go help them, and I know it sounds bad that I don't want to go help them.
Yeah.
But I'm competing.
You're there to do a job.
Correct.
It's not your normal job.
Yep. And I'm more than happy to help, but so I represent myself. But BBQ Island's been very supportive. They're always standing behind me, helping me out.
That's cool. Do they kind of help promo like the stuff you need, or?
I get great pricing on stuff. A lot of our vendors have helped me out, with product and supplies and all that.
That is a great way to connect with vendors.
100%.
That's honestly, that is one of the reasons I'm doing that, is to really connect and get to know my vendors and show people what an awesome vendor looks like.
For sure.
And so far it's been fantastic. And you surely have been really one of my stars, because people love that aspect of the design, right? Like, it is awesome to pick out the turf and the pavers and the pergola colors.
Yep.
But like that tool you're using, it's like the barbecue is probably almost on par with like the TV.
100%.
Right? So what are some of the lines you carry? Like, don't get lost in the weeds too much, but maybe some bigger, or what are some of the big differences, either big brands or big differences, like, or types of barbecue? Because now you got like Komodo, and you can smoke it, and you can charcoal it, and you can grill it. Educate.
So, our main focus, is the gas grill side. Griddles are super popular. Pizza ovens are super popular.
Okay.
For us, when we bring a product into BBQ Island, it's going to be quality, pricing for the customer, support, and warranties. Okay. So if we have a company that doesn't support us or support customers or take care of warranties, we're not going to do business with them. So
good.
When people come in our stores, they know, or we're selling them, products that we know that the brands are going to stand behind them.
It's vetted.
Yes.
Yeah.
So with that, we sell brands, most all of them are national brands.
Okay.
We do Twin Eagles, super premium,
Okay.
very innovative, high-end brand. Heston, they're the ones that push for all the color. We do the round flat top, the Evo.
Back up to the Heston, then we'll keep going. I think I saw some of those when I was in there. You have different door options.
Yeah.
For both you can have the doors match the grill, and it can be red or green or
correct
orange or whatever.
So they have 10 plus colors.
Wow.
That you can do, and it's everything from a refrigerator.
Okay, that's killer.
To doors, drawers,
a full set. You could probably. Now, what about any customization or custom colors, or is it like just
not with Heston?
Okay.
So Alfresco, which is actually what I have. I love their grill. I'm a Sears owned guy, so I'll get to that. But Alfresco kind of knocked it out of the park. They have their standard colors.
Okay.
And then now, like for business, like you have orange in your logo.
Yep.
That's a specific orange that you like.
Yep.
So that orange, if you want to tie it into your backyard, you can basically use the Pantone colors, take that number code, send it to them through us, and then they can do your products then.
We will do a Rising Tide barbecue.
That would be phenomenal.
That'll be so fun. Okay, I stopped you short. So after Heston, Alfresco, and then the round one, you started to talk about
Evo.
Okay,
so,
what's this?
Most people have found out about this through YouTube, Sam the Cooking Guy.
Okay.
It's a 30-inch cast iron griddle.
Okay.
It looks like the Mongolian barbecue places.
Yep. I've seen them.
They're great.
Okay.
Fun to cook on. You have the cast iron heat retention.
Yep.
Inner and outer ring.
Okay.
Burner. Super easy cleanup. And then there's nothing you can't do on it.
Okay.
They have all the different racks where you can do flatbreads, you can do steaks, you can do fried rice.
Oh, man, that sounds wonderful. So like a griddle, but they've got kind of like a little slope to them. They're just kind of domed, right?
So it'll basically allow the grease to run out into their grease management.
Okay.
Big thing with those, when designers are doing them, they don't always understand what it is. So they think it's just a griddle. Well, the Evo, for me, that is such a showcase piece. It has to be put into the right application.
Okay.
So it's all about the install and the design. So it's something that really ties everything in.
So it's kind of like a highlight spot. Like you might put that in and then put a round seating area around it as though you're doing hibachi at home.
Correct.
Pretty much. Okay.
Like no one puts a 100-inch TV in their bedroom. They put it in the living room so everybody sees it.
Okay.
It's the showpiece.
I like that analogy. Now, isn't there a line I think you were telling me about when I was in the store, a line that's specific to you guys?
Yeah, we have our own grills.
Bull?
So we sell Bull.
Bull, okay.
Yeah, so Bull's a national company.
Okay.
We have our own brand. We do Artisan, Somerset.
Okay.
So we have a lot of different options.
Cool. Fantastic. What are there any pitfalls that you might warn people about when they're, it doesn't have to be competitors, but just in general, like, hey, do's and don'ts or things that get underthought, like maybe do people get too small of doors usually, or any guidance for anybody watching this if they're going to set up kind of their perfect grill? What do they want to be thinking about? So kind of my checklist is, number one, like counter space. Love me some counter space. Counter space is a premium. It doesn't matter if you spend $500 or $5,000 on a grill. If you don't have counter space, it's not a functional area. And don't buy stuff just to buy stuff. So for me, great advice. For me, and it sounds crazy because we sell all the equipment. So most salespeople are going to put as much stuff in a 10-foot island as possible. For me, I'm going to ask the questions of how do you foresee yourself using this? Where's it located in conjunction to your pool or counters, or patio? The flow. I'm always trying to convince people to think about the flow. Are you going to walk way over there every time you want to cook? Because you're probably going to cook, a couple times a night. Keep going. Yeah. I like where you're going here. And it's, I don't want, I'm a less is more, but it has to be functional. Sure. If it's not functional, or if I ask someone how they're going to use this and they can't tell me, well, that's not doing them a service by selling it to them. We don't need that. Yeah. Correct. And obviously, we could sell it to them. There's people that are like, I just want it. And that's fine. But, everybody has a junk drawer inside their house or in their toolbox. Why have one outside? Do you guys sell a junk drawer? We don't call it a junk drawer, but there's plenty of options to make it a junk drawer. So that's so funny. What about you've got all the tools and everything as well? Yep. Okay. All the accessories, all the stuff for the griddles, tongs, spatulas. I think I've seen seasonings, like the whole nine. So the seasonings and sauces and rubs are what really sets us apart. Okay.
I mean, you go into all of our stores, they're 40 feet wide of rub wall. So prior to COVID, literally you could go in there and you could open a shaker, shake it on your hand, and try this one, try that one. And, you know, that was awesome because, you know, we like to be a place for professional barbecuers, but we like to be a place for people that are getting into it, people that are buying their first grill, you know, people that are in apartments that literally have the little tiny grills or the community grills or whatever it is. There's only, it's like anything. Once you get people started, if they have the right guidance, they're going to continue. So that rub wall and sauce wall has been such a great part of our stores. All of them are such a showcase.
I couldn't agree more.
There's 300 plus products up there.
Are you able to order any of those things online through your website at this time, or not yet?
Not really, just because economically it doesn't make sense to charge for shipping for them.
Sure. So no, I figured as much. But and then so online, are people able to kind of go and see the different tiers and stuff if they want to just get a taste? Like, I'm all for just go in the store, go see Josh, or go see somebody Josh recommends or something. But tell me, you've got 4 stores. Where are they located around the valley?
So Southeast Valley, Power and Ray in Gilbert.
Okay.
101 in Raintree.
Okay.
North Scottsdale. Our main store is, and kind of where it all kind of started to grow, is I-10 and Warner by IKEA.
Okay.
And then 83rd and Bell.
Okay. I haven't been at 83rd and Bell yet.
So
I've been to the other 3.
Yep. We kind of have that thought process to where it kind of, you know, corners the valley. You know, you mentioned our freeway system.
I hope to follow your lead.
So with our freeway system, basically it allows us to, you know, kind of cover all the growing parts of the valley. Plus we can still, if you're in Central Phoenix, you can still, you know, hop to one of the locations.
Yeah, no problem. I love it. I love the thought right there.
And we're centralized warehouse. So we have our own warehouse.
Where's that at?
That's in Gilbert. And every product that comes into our stores comes into our warehouse and is distributed to each store.
Wow, that's awesome.
So that's where we warehouse all of our stock.
That's killer. That's killer. Any idea how many employees you guys have, roughly?
I'd have to count. 30 plus.
Yeah, cool. I'm just curious. Yeah, that's fun. And how long have you been in business?
Since 2002.
Oh, 2. Wow. 22. That's a long time.
Yeah.
That's really an awesome story.
Yep.
So any idea, and I know you're just a representative of the company, so you know, I'm not trying to encourage you to overspeak, but any ideas for like maybe growth or goals or maybe things that Mike, it's Mike, right?
Yep.
I'd love to meet him someday. That Mike is kind of thinking about doing, or maybe next steps, or raising the grade in the industry, kind of that. I think he's doing a great job so far.
Yep.
But anything you see on the horizon?
I mean, we've definitely talked about some out-of-state opportunities.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Vegas has always been kind of a topic. Vegas is unique for business. I worked for a grill company as a sales manager for a while. And it's just a different market. So it's a little bit different than here. Talks of Texas, California, obviously.
These are huge grill spots. It's kind of similar, I think, in the landscaping turf industry too. You'll see a lot of folks in California, Arizona, and Nevada and Texas.
Yep.
You know, kind of in those 4. So
yeah, Dallas, Vegas, Orange County.
I can see that. I can see that happening. When somebody comes to you with an issue, or like, hey, this was dented or something, do you guys kind of have like a protocol, or is it everything just kind of gets handled one off, or is there like an oh crap button, or somebody you call, or somebody whose job that is? I don't know. I'm just asking.
So with it, I would say it's kind of situational.
Sure.
If it's been on site for 6 months, like it's a little bit different. If we just delivered it today, you know, I mean, trust me, we're always going to take care of the customer.
Yeah.
We're not there, you know, to give them the runaround and all that. There's just different protocols because the manufacturers, if we just got it delivered, if it's concealed damage, obviously the manufacturer will help us take care of it. But we're always going to do right as BBQ Island because it's our customer.
Yeah.
So
cool.
Yep.
What, tell me a little bit more about yourself. Like, it sounds like you worked for a barbecue company that I didn't catch as well. How long was that stint for?
So with it, I left BBQ Island.
Oh no.
In 2022.
Okay.
You know, and I left on great terms. Obviously, I came back.
Mhm.
These guys are family to me.
Yeah, I love that.
But I wanted to, I guess, I wanted to test the waters.
Check it out. Yeah.
I knew a lot of the dealers that I was going to be servicing. I have
Mhm.
relationships with, a
Mhm.
lot of different shops.
Mhm.
Just because it's a big industry, but it's a small industry. Everybody kind of knows everybody.
It's what I've noticed out here that's weird is how tight knit everything is and
Yeah.
how accessible a lot of the owners are for a
Yeah.
lot of these big companies out here, like Imperial Wholesale or Choya or Universal. I mean, it's just like it's kind of cool. I kind of like it. Like
Yep.
it's kind of tight knit family.
Well, there's lots of opportunity here.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously everybody has to fight for their business,
Mm-hmm.
but if you're a person that has to put down the other companies as your competitors
Mhm.
to gain your business,
Right.
ultimately you're going to fail.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. Shouldn't speak bad about them, and
Mhm.
I think that has, created a pretty good, like as far as barbecue stores, like our
Yeah.
competitors,
Yeah.
like mainly everything is independent here. We have
Mhm.
a national company that's here, but the independents, like I refer people to other stores for brands that we don't sell, and I have no problem doing that because I know that they're taken care of,
Yeah. That's
and they'll refer back to me.
that's awesome.
So
I love to hear that. What questions do you have for me? I mean, you don't know me that well because we've only met
Yeah,
a couple times, but
for
I
sure.
mean, or it is you don't even have to ask me anything. That wouldn't hurt my feelings. But like any other, you've worked with a lot of big companies in the valley, and any advice for me or anybody watching this to kind of take on to be able to grow at a healthy pace and still be taking care of people.
Yeah, I mean, I think that ultimately, I mean, the thing you just touched on is taking care of the people,
Mm-hmm.
and communication.
Mm-hmm.
We've dealt with so many contractors, especially with all the COVID and everything. That was a crazy time for everybody.
I think everybody got
Um,
hurt feelings during COVID.
yes, but
Yeah.
ultimately, I mean, we have a card wall.
Mm-hmm.
We want to support the contractors that support us,
Mm-hmm.
but we can't support the contractors that support us if they're not willing to call the customers back, do the bids, and so forth. Communication is key.
Yeah.
People are trusting you with 10, 15, 20,000, couple $100,000 jobs,
Mm-hmm.
depending on the scale of it.
Mm-hmm.
And, they have to feel comfortable with you. So if they're
Yeah.
having to fight you to get a bid,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be very hard to close that deal
Not off to a
and
great
start
start.
collecting deposits.
Yeah, you're not off to a great start. Amen.
Correct. So even in our business, like if I say I'm going to email somebody,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
And it ties to everybody. And literally, I think honesty,
Mm-hmm.
and not playing, the tricks
Mhm.
and trying to nickel and dime people. Be
Mhm.
upfront, be forward,
Mhm.
and
I love that.
it's the more upfront you are with people at
I
the
get in
get
trouble
go.
sometimes for being too upfront.
Yes, and you're going to win jobs, and you might lose jobs, but
Mhm.
ultimately, it's better to get it all out up front
Mm-hmm.
than to get 6 weeks into a 9-week job
Mm-hmm.
and then have stuff hit the wall.
Yeah, and go, oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you that tile is going to be another 3 months.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
those are
that
tough
definitely
conversations.
happens.
Yeah.
And,
Mhm.
for you, I think that, your vendors, I mean,
Mhm.
you've been around, you've shopped. I think that your
Mhm.
vendors say a lot about you
Mhm.
as a company. Your vendors, if they're willing to support
Mhm.
you,
Mhm.
then they're willing to support your
It's
customers.
a big network too, and I think you nailed it too. And so you can even speak to that within your companies. You've got your vendors that you
Yep.
use and don't use,
Yeah.
and I'm finding out really quick. That's important for me as well.
Yep.
To be leaning on and partnering with the right guys that are gonna have your back.
100%. There's
Mhm.
brands that we
Mhm.
sell at the store that, for me, I don't feel comfortable selling them because I've had service issues.
Mm-hmm.
And when I hand you my card and I do an order or a quote for you,
Mm-hmm.
it's got my cell phone number on it.
Mm-hmm.
I've had that number since I was 16 years old or younger.
Wow.
So on that, I'm standing behind what I'm selling.
Mhm.
I don't own BBQ Island, but I represent BBQ Island,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm supposed to do it to my best. That's what I agreed when I came on with
Mhm.
Mike to help grow the company.
Mhm.
And, I do it with my personal information out there. I'm not
love
going to
that.
change my phone number.
I love that. And that's been really like the MO for all of my guests. And it's just kind of a neat theme to see the guys that are, I think, for one, kind of just willing to come on here and talk about raising the grade, making things a little bit better,
For sure.
one phone call, one relationship, one email,
Yep.
one responded bid at a time. So it's really, I don't know what to say, heartwarming.
Yeah.
Honestly, to just kind of know, okay, wait a minute, there's a bunch of guys out here that really want to elevate things.
Yes.
And put a better foot forward. I mean, I think contractors, earlier I heard you, I know some used car salesmen that are really nice guys, but I heard you say slimy car salesmen.
Yep.
And contractors have a similar stigma attached to them. And I would say stigmas oftentimes have some truth hidden in there.
Yes.
As well. I am finishing tomorrow gosh, I've been talking about this the last couple of podcasts. I felt so bad for these guys. They've been strung along with a not great contractor.
Yep.
And then reached out, and I went and looked at it, and even though, I mean, it's kind of like not your favorite thing to do as a contractor, to take over somebody else's job.
What a mess.
But we did it. And what took them 6 months, we're going to finish in 3 days.
But you're able to help somebody complete their project.
It's been awesome.
And you're the hero.
For not having a hero complex, but it's just like, it just feels good to be able to just help them. And they're like, wait, what? How can you be this close? And it's like, well, we have 5 guys and, they know what the heck they're doing. So it's not that crazy.
We definitely see it where you have some uniqueness that's going on in the market. And that's, back to our card wall.
Mm-hmm.
When we give out cards.
I have cards for you, by the way.
Yep. We got them. We give them out.
Okay.
With it, when we give out cards,
mm-hmm.
we're given a vote of confidence
mm-hmm.
in the cards. We never give out one card.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and we're straightforward with that. We
mm-hmm.
do it because, number one, as the contractor, you have to feel comfortable with who you're dealing with.
Amen.
There's customers.
I'll tell people, like, if you don't trust me, we should not move forward.
But you have to trust the customer too. Like, are they going to pay me? Are they being a sleazeball or whatnot? But they have to trust you back.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not like you have a 20-year relationship with them or you went to high school with
mm-hmm.
them or whatnot. Like, it's a call on a card
mm-hmm.
based on a recommendation
mm-hmm.
from a barbecue store, a store like Imperial Wholesale,
mm-hmm.
and all that. That is. I'm putting my name
mm-hmm.
on the line to give out your card.
Mm-hmm.
So that is, it's a good deal. And when you take care of people, we get calls.
Mm-hmm.
When people don't take care of customers, we get calls. And
mm-hmm.
as the market tightens, you start seeing it more and more.
I agree. It's one of my baselines, actually, is I touched on it earlier, but just actually driving to the place, shaking a hand, looking somebody eye to the eye, and what's the real program? I came and walked the whole store with you the other day and really got a good feel for everything and your guys. And I'm doing that everywhere as I find time. Starting a new business will suck a lot of time out of you.
I can only imagine.
But it's just it's back to relationships. It's so powerful. Imperial, as a matter of fact, just started like my 4th job in this particular neighborhood that I'm really loving. And on the bid, on the approved quote, everything same 3-piece, order it, get it out there. Customer looks at it and goes, no, not right. Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Customer, this is what we bid and talked about. And it's like, well, I want it sandblasted. Okay, I'll make a call. Let's see what we can do. They did me so right. 2 days, they had the material swapped out.
That's awesome.
And I will just say they were very kind. When they did nothing wrong, I did nothing wrong.
Yep.
But that customer was stoked. And so that just goes to show just kind of the level some of these local companies are willing to go to just kind of make a situation right. And so it was really nice because I've worked for big companies before where that would have been a big 20% restock. For sure. And on a $10,000 order, that sucks.
That eats up.
It was a big order, so for them to do that was just lights out.
I mean, I've known those guys, I grew up with JT, one of the boys, and, been my best friend since elementary school. And
love that.
With it, I've known the Imperial family, even Jerry, the grandpa that started it, when we were younger, we'd go over there.
Okay, cool.
And, they're a great family, and a lot of the contractors I deal with utilize them. And, I send business their way. They send business my way. They introduce me to contractors, and it's, they're a great setup. I wish that, truthfully, I tell John and Mike all the time, and John more so because I have a better relationship with him, that I wish you had a place in Scottsdale. Like, we could send so much stuff to you.
They are so east.
They are very east.
They're so east. Yeah, I was just out there to pick up this sample in kind of getting this scenario resolved. I'm like, man, I just kept driving and kept driving and kept driving. I saw a bunch of barbecue stuff out there.
Yep, that's from us.
There you go. Okay, cool. It's beautiful.
Yeah, so we did that. We started talking about it a little bit ago, a couple years ago, and ultimately I said, you sell all this stuff, regardless of who does the build, who does the install. And actually, a contractor I deal with did it,
Awesome.
and I think they did a good job. And but ultimately, it's able to showcase their product. They're not affiliated with the grill company.
Sure.
So it didn't matter what equipment.
They play off each other great.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're selling the stuff. They're able to put out the pavers. They're able to put out the fireplace. They're able to put out all that.
Good showroom, by the way, for anybody listening that wants to go see a bunch of different, stack stone, cool claddings, and then just a maybe a little bit different variety than what is in a lot of other stores, So
being that they're family based and they're hands on, like they go overseas and they import stuff, and
how fun.
It's a crazy process. Luke, John's son, JT's brother, he's working there. Cameron, the cousin, Mike's son. It's a family deal, and they're a great family. They've been around for a long time, and they've had their struggles in business like everybody. And I think that they've dealt with good contractors, bad contractors, and they understand that it's a handshake deal. Like when a handshake happens, the same squeeze on both sides is what makes it work.
That's the one I'm going to process. I like that. Yeah. Same squeeze on both sides, both people putting forward
the effort,
the same effort, not 80-20, but 50-50. Wow. That's cool. Okay. So John.
Yep.
Is the owner. I got to meet John. I got to meet
John
Mike.
And Mike.
Got to meet Mike too.
Great people.
Do they know each other?
They're brothers.
John and Mike. Wait, Mike at BBQ Island? John?
No, so Mike at Imperial.
Okay.
So Mike at Imperial and John at Imperial, they're brothers.
Okay.
So they own Imperial.
Okay, gotcha.
And then Mike West is the owner of BBQ Island.
Very cool. Okay.
So
how fun. Okay.
Too many Mikes in the place.
Your turn. We're getting towards the end of this thing. Any stumbling blocks you would give me to avoid, or questions for me, or at the end I like to kind of turn it over to whoever my guest is and say, okay, your turn.
The only thing I always ask contractors is let people build your relationships and let those people do their job. So for us, like, I know barbecue grills. That's my life. Like, that's what I do. I've done it for 10 years plus. And so I know the ins and outs of them. I beat up the reps. I question stuff. I'm a barbecue dork. Like, I educate myself. When a contractor sends somebody in, I'm passionate about it. When a contractor sends somebody in, like, just because they think that the grill isn't worth $2,000 or $2,500. Well, they might not be into cooking, but the people that are coming in, they're into cooking. Stuff's important to them.
Those little features start to add up.
Exactly. Yeah, and education. We're about educating. Let us do the education, and it's not a salesy process. Let us do the education. Get the customers pointed in the right direction for what they need. Not just one size doesn't fit all in our space. One size doesn't fit all in your countertops and your travertine and turf.
You could just, the layers of a project are so
cheap to crazy expensive. And there's a customer for all of it.
Yep.
So, and it's little things like that I think sets the contractors apart. We have contractor programs, and we do retail business. So we're in a funny position, but ultimately we're here to take care of the contractor, their customer, or the customer directly. So I think, if you build pools, have the pool people educate on the pool systems that you know about.
Yeah, we need to talk after this. I need a good pool guy that just does pools. So not now, but
Yeah.
after this, we'll
We got
chat
some.
about that. What about promos or specials or anything like that? That I'm sure we don't want to lock this into
Yep.
the podcast forever, but like any tips or anything like that for maybe getting like the best value as a customer? Is it just going to be what it is kind of thing? I don't know. Do you guys have like a yearly sale or anything?
Occasionally. I mean, I would say if you have people that are really looking for a deal, we always have scratch and dent because we do a ton of stuff
Hey, that's
online.
actually a great idea.
And sometimes it's literally open box, so it's not a big deal. But right now, as the market slowed since COVID, every grill manufacturer is doing something, some type of rebate, even a free cover. There's always stuff. And then when it's available, we pass on any type of stuff. And grill manufacturers run different promos, and they're always changing quarterly, annually. Rebates are big right now.
Okay.
So I would say just check in.
Check in. Okay, cool.
On our website or call the stores.
Okay.
We'll always take care of you.
What about like good time to catch maybe you or best time to go in there and look around? I mean, I guess it's going to be any time, but like, is there a time when it's like, look, I'm swamped, like a certain season or time of day or anything?
I mean, once it hits under 100, I mean,
things start to click up.
That's like heavenly in Arizona.
Yeah.
So
nice.
That's usually when we start picking up foot traffic wise, all that. My job, I work for the contractors and I work for the contractors' customers. So I'm always available. I float between our stores. So I can always be reached on my cell phone, but then I can make appointments to meet you. I'm available on the weekends by calls, or I can come see you.
Yeah, this is going to sound kind of ignorant. I could look online too, but do you have like H bars and fiberglass and everything for like fire?
All of it. All the inserts, fiberglass, you name it. Heaters.
That's fantastic. Yeah. So yeah, basically any of the gas appliances I might install.
Yep. I
can come give you a look or have the customer come in. I've just been sending my customers in because it's, it would be an enormous time suck to try to pick it out for them or be the middleman. So that's a huge service you offer that I want any contractors here to know that your customers will be in good hands with BBQ Island, because everybody I've sent there so far, boom, quick responses. I'm getting CC'd on the emails. Customers are happy. Stuff's shipping. I just couldn't be happier. So it's been fun to see. I know it just takes all kinds, but maybe I've been fortunate or it's Providence, but I've really been able to link up with some really, really neat, effective, efficient vendors.
Yeah.
And you guys are in there.
Well, that's key for, especially a new business. You need it.
Oh.
And, you're trying to grow.
Yeah.
You need the right people and right partners. It's not just a vendor.
It's so little
partnership.
It's so little about me.
Yep.
And about the partners I've got.
For sure.
Employees, the subcontractors, the, designer, my team. It's just, I'm barely doing anything,
Yeah. The puzzle has to go together. I mean, you do a 100-piece puzzle, you get 99 out of that box. That puzzle is not complete.
Yeah,
you have to complete that puzzle in everything you do.
Well, Josh, anything else you might want to say in relation to BBQ Island or like raising the grade?
No, with it, like we're customer forward. We love working with contractors. We love watching, especially contractors like yourself where they've started and they've started to grow and watching them. I mean, we have one of the biggest contractors in the Valley that in our system, they're customer number 20.
I love that.
We're still dealing with them today. I mean, it's a 15 plus year relationship that we've been dealing with.
That's so cool. That speaks volumes right there too.
And we're about the partnership. And I think that as you grow, again, that partnership is so key with the partnership that you have with your customer, your vendors, everybody, all aspects of it. It's going to all tie together and you'll have great success.
Yeah, it's gotta click together for sure.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much. It was fun to learn about BBQ Island, your connections, your history. I can tell you're one of the good guys. Anybody that knows how to make brisket is pretty much my friend. You know,
Yeah, you can't trust people who like brisket.
right? I know there's something about that.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. I really appreciate you taking time out of your evening to
Yeah.
come on and just talk.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate it. And I'm super passionate about it, and it was amazing.
Cool. We're gonna do good things, man.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll see you.
Perfect.